It's awesome.
Record the pump GDC line. Roger, power, go, flight. Roger, power. S1C loop is complete, flight. Roger, you're all good. 30 seconds. Recorder at flight speed. Minus 20 seconds. Minus 20.
Nice release, are you ready?
Roger, zero. Minus 10. Mark. 9. Starting mission. Flame burned. Engine arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All engines running. Launch commit. That's okay, right? All right. That launch start, right? That's fine. Hold out. Cockpit power. Get to that. Right, window in the elevator.
So on December 24th, 1968, astronaut William Anders took a picture of the Earth. He was in Apollo 8 and he was orbiting the moon, and he took a picture of the Earth, what's called the Earthrise picture.
Oh my God, look at that picture over there. Earth coming up. Wow, that's pretty. Oh, I got it right. Oh, that's a beautiful shot.
And you look at that and the vastness of space with this gray moon, and you realize what a unique thing the Earth really is. And the Earth doesn't come with an owner's manual. It's for us to try to figure out all of the complexity that we see here.
Our campaign is coming to an end, but new ones will continue exploring, making new discoveries.
Green release, subjects come right to north.
Our journey is not over. Keep watching. This is just the end of a new beginning.
Wherever, however, whenever. We're here, there. We're everywhere. NASA Space Communications and Navigation. Exploration enabled.
Hey everybody! Technology is always getting smaller. A computer used to take up an entire room, but now it fits in the palm of your hand. Well, spacecraft aren't all that different. They're traditionally very large and difficult to build, but we're working on ways to miniaturize them. We're going to talk all about that on this episode of Crazy Engineering. Hey everybody, we're here with Andy Klesch in one of JPL's smaller clean rooms. We're building CubeSats in here. Andy, what exactly is a CubeSat?
A CubeSat is really just a standard for a small spacecraft, and we're talking a very small spacecraft, 10 by 10 by 10 centimeters at the smallest on here. And yet they go up to about 30 by 20 by 10 centimeters. And we've launched hundreds into low Earth orbit for the last 10, 15 years.
So this really is in a big contrast to how we normally operate at JPL with our larger clean rooms and our larger spacecraft.
It is. We're trying things a little bit different over here. It's much more rapid development, trying things out with 3D printing, and building things up a lot quicker because these missions are a lot smaller.
If I were to build Voyager today, could I miniaturize it? Could I make it really small?
Absolutely not. Voyager has so many different capabilities, and these CubeSats are very, very limited, but they're very focused on what they do, so they can do one thing and do it very, very well.
You're the chief engineer of one of these CubeSat projects. Could you tell us a little bit about the one you're working on?
I work on MARCO, or Mars Cube 1.
Can we take a look at the spacecraft?
Absolutely. It's right here.
This looks more like a computer to me than a spacecraft. Can you explain a little bit about how it works?
We have a propulsion system to actually steer us to Mars, a radio to talk back to Earth, and the computer and electronics so that we can actually operate.
So Marco's actually going to Mars?
That's right, we're launching with InSight.
So Marco will travel along with InSight all the way to Mars.
Actually, there are two identical Marco spacecraft, and they'll separate from InSight at Earth. Each spacecraft will then travel to Mars on its own over 6.5 months. Marco's single purpose is to relay data back from InSight during its entry, descent, and landing at Mars. We're really excited about this. It's the first interplanetary CubeSats that we'll have.
What do you see for the future of CubeSats?
Because these are low cost, we see them going to many cool places throughout the solar system. We also see them working together, what we call fractionated space, where the spacecraft is really broken up into all individual instruments, each with a focused task. And together, they're performing the entire mission.
We're hoping to see all kinds of new technology with CubeSats down the road. Andy, thank you so much for showing this to us. Hope you guys had a lot of fun learning about it. Check back soon for some more crazy engineering. If you guys like that, you can click over here to watch more crazy engineering, or click here to subscribe to the JPL YouTube channel. If you want to learn a lot more about what JPL is up to, click this link down here. We've all seen The Martian, and we know we need breathable oxygen to survive on Mars. What's up, Watney? It turns out it's a lot better to be able to extract it from the atmosphere of Mars, then bring it with you on the trip over, if you have the technology. Let's see how close we are on this episode of Crazy Engineering. I'm here with Jim. He's going to teach us how to get oxygen on the surface of Mars. Jim, can you tell us where we are right now?
Absolutely. This is the JPL Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Laboratory. We call this the MOXIE Lab for short. The MOXIE instrument is a demonstration mission designed to prove that we can produce pure oxygen on the surface of Mars. If it's successful, NASA may opt to send a dedicated mission to produce oxygen for humans to use in the future.
So how do we make oxygen on the surface of Mars?
It's actually a fairly easy process. Basically what we do is we take Mars atmosphere, we run it into a unit called a solid oxide electrolysis unit, which is basically a fuel cell in reverse.
Wait a second. Reverse fuel cell? How does that work?
So this is the solid oxide electrolysis unit. What happens is we have Mars atmosphere enter in this line, goes into the SOXY unit. It's then heated up to 800 degrees Celsius. We inject energy into the cathode and anode. And then what happens is oxygen is separated from the CO2 and comes out this line over here. This line here is the waste gases that's left over from the catalyst process.
To test this technology, you're going to need some Martian atmosphere. Where on Earth are you going to find that?
We know the composition of Martian atmosphere. It's 95% CO2 with some trace gases. And there